Hey, welcome to Rescued Goodies. This is Travis, and I goofed up. I sold this item recently, this back to life continuous motion back pain massager. You lay on the ground and put your knees over the top of it, and it moves them back and forth, get your hips and lower back moving. Anyway, I sold it for full asking price of $79.95. But do you see the problem? Yeah, look at that shipping. Whoops. So I have several different shipping categories, and one of them is for really small, less than a pound items. I just do flat $5.95 shipping for USPS Ground Advantage. I misselected and chose that as the shipping option for a fairly large item. It's not terribly heavy, only 12 pounds, but it's 24 inches by 16 inches by 13 inches. If I had used USPS Ground Advantage, $83.39 would have been the postage, which would have been more than they paid. Fortunately, they understood, and I shifted it over to USPS Ground. They didn't understand well enough or fully enough to actually pay anything but the advertised shipping cost. My bad. But I was able with USPS to get that down to $35. Thankfully, they had not used a P.O. box, which would have basically forced me to use USPS Ground Advantage. But this incident, as rare as it is, has got me rethinking some things about larger items. But first, let me show you a few sold items, other than this monstrosity. And I'm going to start off with some rapid-fire recent sales. Sorry I don't have any of the next dozen or so items actually here to show you. I'll just have to show you screenshots because they're already packed up and shipped out. Over on Mercari, got a Provo Craft Cry-Cut Light, a little wildlife cartridge for the great outdoors. Sold that for $13 plus shipping, and I paid $1.50 at a yard sale for it. Also on Mercari, I sold a pack of 3M brand drywall picture hangers for $8. It was new and sealed. I got it for $1 at a yard sale. Over on the main site of eBay, I sold this funnel to a Champion juicer, an older style, and just the plastic funnel that goes on the top of the chute. I sold it for $19.95 plus shipping. I had paid $10 for the whole juicer, and unfortunately decided to part it out because it was missing the power cord, and after a week or so, I just couldn't track down a replacement cord. Thankfully, I'll be able to get plenty of cash for the parts. I sold another Aircast Cryo Cuff cooler with a knee wrap for $45. I recently sold another for $48 and another the week before for $45, and I just put another up for listing. I'll probably get around $50 for that as well, and I paid for this one $6. A personal item sold, these Logitech Z130 computer speakers for $12.78. I just decided to upgrade my personal speakers and might as well sell these for some money. I sold the next two items to the same customer, a Brother PT2430 label maker and a Brother DS920W wireless mobile color scanner. They sold for a combined total of $62.41 plus shipping. I had paid $3.59 for the scanner and $4 for the label maker. This next sale makes me a little nervous because the buyer has zero feedback, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Shark Navigator Liftaway UV725 motorized head. Sold for $29.95 plus shipping. I had bought an entire Shark UV725 vacuum for $25 at a Goodwill, and I've been parting it out. Next, a Chuck It Chicken family board game. Pretty uncommon, and it had all the pieces. I sold it for $24.95 plus shipping, and I had paid just $1 at a mom and pop thrift shop. I sold a black toner cartridge, a genuine HP number 17A, for $39.95, and I still have 2 of them. My cost of goods was 0. I sold another board game, Small World. Sold it for $17.96. I had paid $4 at a thrift shop. Not the best flip, but I didn't hold on to it too long. I did, however, hold on to this item a little too long. It was a Tech Deck Skate Shop pack of 6 Tech Deck finger skateboards. I paid $5 for it at a thrift shop, got my money back, sold it for $14.21 plus shipping. The Canon Pixma TR150 wireless travel printer, which I had mentioned as being returned a couple videos ago. So I managed to resell it for parts, no returns, for $40 even plus shipping. And when I had originally purchased that, I had paid $10 at Goodwill. Something I actually sold a couple weeks ago but forgot to mention was a pair of rubber tires for the original Optimus Prime Transformer from the 1982 North American release. I sold the pair for $9.45 plus shipping, and I still have, I think, 5 more pairs that I'm going to sell. I had found the original $6 and his trailer for just $3 or $4, but they were really worn out. So I just managed to sell off some tires, and I also sold off the fists to the robot for $30, which was great, and it was a month or more ago. So I have actually had pretty good luck with large items. Vacuum cleaners, large combo DVD VCR players, air purifiers, vacuum parts, kitchen appliances like New Wave ovens and suitcases, a whole variety of stuff. And they were generally easier to pick up because other resellers would bypass them, being a little afraid perhaps of the size or the weight or whatnot. And generally they would be profitable, but they do have a lot of problems. One being they are more difficult to estimate the shipping on. They tend to be awkward. You might need a bigger box. You might need to cut down or Frankenstein together boxes to make one of the appropriate size and shape. More packing materials, a lot of strange shapes to the objects, might need a lot of void space that needs to be filled with air pillows or packing paper, which is another expense. And I've noticed that I would take sometimes over an hour just to package and put together for shipping some large item, like a canister vacuum, for example. But it's very tempting to keep doing that when you can find them for, say, $15 or $20 in a thrift shop and sell them in less than a month for nearly $200 plus shipping. But they take up a lot of space, and even if you get the customers to pay the shipping, you pay the eBay fees on that shipping. And of course, the more expense for the customer, the less likely they are to buy from you. Yeah, large items. How do you handle them? Are there any particular large items that you think are more worth it than others? Some that you won't absolutely touch at all? I guess it all depends on what your conditions are, how much space you have, what profit margin you're willing to put up with. But I'm probably going to be significantly reducing my large item capacity. Anyway, there's much more that could be said on that, but let's wrap up the sales for the week. A vintage 1977 Hasbro Monopoly electronic handheld talking video game, $14.95. All of these are plus shipping. I sold for some more toner cartridges. These were not the ones I got for free. I paid $4 per box, but I sold 4 boxes to the same buyer, 2 HP 19As and 2 HP 17As. So 4 boxes of black toner. 2 of them sold for $79.90. The other 2 sold for $73.90 together. So that was quite a flip. Texas Instruments TI-83 Plus graphing calculator, $19.95. And a Texas Instruments Voyage 200 graphing calculator, $42. Sony Clear Voice Mic and Micro, little micro cassette voice recorder, $19.95. I sold a Pioneer 6-disc multiplay cartridge or magazine that you put into a multi-disc changer for $5 plus shipping. I still have 5 more of them. I've been holding on to them too long, so I'm probably going to just, rather than selling individually, I'm going to make a lot listing of my remaining 5. I sold both pressure cookers that I showed on a recent video. The Fagor Duo pressure cooker went for $54.95, and the Fagor Rapid Express is the model, went for $31.95. They're both 8 liters. Sold a set of Electrolux vacuum parts, including a hose, wands, and the caddy, for $55.53. That took a bit of effort to box up, but at least I estimated the shipping pretty well on that one, and I only spent about 70 cents more on shipping than the buyer paid. An Omron IntelliSense automatic blood pressure cuff, model 711, for $18.95. And a partially used box of Ryko Type H staple refills for a photocopy machine. This box normally came with 5 rolls, but there were only 3 rolls remaining, and sold it for $15 plus shipping. And then there were a few things, the last things that sold this week, I haven't shipped off yet, so I can actually show them to you in person. This is automotive belt, very large and sturdy. I don't know what kind of vehicle it goes to, maybe some big semi-truck. And it's a third-party brand, K-Force. It replaces either an Aramid or Arians or Gravely brand. Anyway, automotive parts, if they're new especially, you never know what they might be worth. Some of them are worthless, but some of them will surprise you. And I saw that name brand versions of this belt were selling for $80 new. And I thought, wow, this will be quick to put into a big poly mailer and sell. And indeed, I sold it in just a few days for $49.95. I got a Power XL juicer a little while ago, and I've been hesitant on juicers. They're kind of trending down for me, but it was really cheap. And it included the pulp bin, which is usually the quickest selling piece of a juicer. And I sold the Power XL juicer pulp bin for $15.95 plus shipping. And I still have all the parts to it. And I only paid $6 for the whole machine. So that's great. And finally, I sold a new sealed-in package DC Multiverse action figure of The Question. The special McFarlane Platinum Edition Chase version. I bought it at Walmart for $23, or a little bit less, and it sold overnight for $49.95 plus shipping. So this is one of the few items that I bought as a flip, retail arbitrage if you will, based off of the recommendations of Deal Soldier, which is a discount, clearance, deals, hot item, viral flipping, agglomeration kind of service that costs $35 a month. Not sponsored by them, and I'm not sure I would want to be because I'm not quite convinced it's worth it yet. I've had the service for almost 5 weeks now. The question action figure is only the second item I managed to make a profit off of based off of the information in Deal Soldier. And I also sold another action figure a week ago or so that I made $10 profit on. And it's pretty time consuming going through the Deal Soldier service and trying to find things, trying to figure out which stores to go to try to find this and that, and is it a good enough profit margin? And it's very time consuming to go to those stores and look for them only to discover it's not there, or it's not at the discount that Deal Soldier suggested it would be, or maybe you've missed the boat and the viral surge is over and it's not selling as much anymore. But I'll give my more fuller thoughts on that at another time. Now the cat is trying to get into my office, so I guess that means it's the end of the video. See you next time. Have a good weekend.